Good morning. How are you, Marietta?
I am doing amazing. So excited to be meeting with you like this now via Zoom. This is like the new normal, right?
I know the new normal. I tell you, I miss those live classrooms. How about you?
I hear you. I hear you. So I'm super excited about your January class. I remember taking bold with you. And my favorite words from you in that bold that I'll never forget is get that low hanging fruit, go get you some.
Get you some.
So,
Get you
yeah,
some. Because it's out there. All you got to do is go get it, right? You know,
yeah,
that's kind of, if you remember, that story kind of came from when I was down in Homestead as a kid, and they had the avocado and the mango farms, right? And as kids, we'd ride our bikes around there. And, I'd always say, why would you want to climb a tree to get those beautiful mangoes when you can just reach up there and grab them, right? So get you some.
correct, correct. So talk to us a little bit about what you're going to be sharing with the agents in January. We're super excited to have FES and have the ability to have these weekly classes. And you are our first guest in that venue. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to get back to live classroom settings. And I want to thank, Holly Prescott, my wife, for having this program so that we can come to our agents, and especially during this environment of COVID and this pandemic, and get it corrected. I'm those of you that know me, and I know you know me pretty well, Marietta, I'm very passionate about helping others, and not just helping them. I want to help people make more money, keep more money, and invest more money so that they can give it away. And what I found out with real estate agents is, teaching them how to lead generate seems very difficult at first. And then after they go through Bold program or any kind of launch program, ignite program, or anything like that, we teach them how to get leads, and then they're overwhelmed with leads, right? And so the thing that I'm excited about is telling them it's not about how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And so I teach a lot of classes around, agent financials and keeping money so that ultimately someday the key is we can give that money away. And when we do research on, and I've had over 10,000 coaching call hours over the last 10 to 15 years through MAPS and then through the Bold Room and everything. And I'll tell you something, the thing that we've done the research on at Keller Williams is that there's only about 2% of the agents that actually get up in the morning, they call expireds and they call FSBOs every single day. So one of the things that your agents are going to get out of the class is, how much money are you potentially leaving on the table for your family as well as your business by not calling expireds and FSBOs. And most agents, what I found, they either don't have the scripts, don't know what to say, or they're afraid to call expireds and FSBOs. And then when we do break it down, we have even further research. What we find, Marietta, that you've got some agents that call expired sometimes and they never call for sell by owners, or sometimes they call for sell by owners and they never call expires. And either way you look at that, you're leaving money on the table, money for your family, money for your business, money that you can invest, money that you can have that abundance of life that I would love to see you all have, so that someday you could give it away, right? And there's a couple of questions I wanted to ask. Did you know that the FSBOs and the expires, they require two different techniques of how you attract, not how you go list them, how you attract them to you so that they want to do business with you. And this is one of the things we're going to bring up when we talk is how do you attract expireds and how do you attract for sale by owners? And I'm going to give everybody in your office a written plan on how to make this happen. Does that sound good?
That sounds awesome. And I got to tell you, it's in our market, we're still seeing expires a lot less just because the market here in Miami is going crazy.
Sure.
We can't keep things on the shelf. But yet, there's always those expires that are overpriced. So we have a few of those are trickling. And then the for sale by owners, the biggest objections that we're getting is, oh, I don't need to sell it. I just put a sign in the yard and it sells automatically. What would you say to an agent that tells you that?
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, again, let's go back to the research, right? And do you know that the research says, and this research, where does it come from? It comes from National Association of Realtors, done studies from thousands and thousands of for sale owners that sold their house. the question sometimes comes up, Marietta, well, where do they get the research from? Some of you may have sold a house in the past and you've gotten a letter from the tax office, and the tax office says, we noticed that you've recently sold your house. Would you please fill out this report and get it back to us? Well, that information, whether you went through a realtor or not, ask you certain questions. And those questions are, number one, did you sell the house yourself? How much did you sell it for? Well, on any given day, remember the tax land records office, they know how many homes are selling and they know what the average value is. And their computers generate a report and it will show you pretty much what market value is on any given day. Now, let's go back to National Association of Realtors and what they do. They get their hands on those reports and they've determined that the average for sell by owner, the average undersells their house by 18%. So
Wow.
if a for sale by owner was to tell me that they can just put a sign in the yard and get the money, well, that's true. And my question would be, do you keep up with the market every day? Do you know what your house is worth today? Are you aware that the National Association of Realtors does studies on this, and the average for sale by owner undersells their house by 18%? And then number two, I would ask them, you know, if you got sued and you went to court, would you represent yourself as an attorney in court? And you know, you've heard that saying that only a dumb person would ever do that, right? Well, think about it like this. Are we the best at negotiating on our own behalf when it comes to selling our own stuff? You know, whether it's our house or whatever. I've sold 3 houses. I sold one of them myself. It was terrible. The experience you go through, because remember, it's my stuff, right? And I take everything personal. And so the last 3 houses, I just hired an agent in my office and I said, I want you to do it and I'll pay you a fee and I want you to handle the whole process. I want you to treat me just like a seller. It's just so much easier. And, you know, Marietta, the last thing I want to leave with you, very important, it's mindset. And what I want you to think is this question here. Are we doing sellers, all sellers, a disservice? Is it possible we're doing sellers a disservice because we just don't pick up the phone and call them?
Correct.
And here's what I mean by this. We have this mindset that says, well, I'm afraid to call expireds because I don't know what to say, or I'm afraid to call for sale owners because I don't know what to give them, or I don't know what to say, or I don't know what the best day of the week is to call them. All the things that we're going to teach you in the class. And here's the challenge. Do you realize that most expireds, whether they start as a for sale owner and then they hired an agent and then they went with the agent, whatever the case may be, most expireds usually hire the same agent. And you know that, right, Marietta? They just stick with the same agent. Now, we know the reason for that. It's a path of least resistance. Well, I don't want to go through the hassle of hiring another agent. Nobody likes to hire people usually. And then the second reason is they don't know anybody else. You know, Gary Keller teaches there's in any seller's mind at any given time, there's only 1 or 2 people in their mind. So therefore, if they've got that one person in their mind, then they don't want to go through the hassle of, you know, hiring somebody else. So here's my point in all this. All we're doing is we're changing our mindset. Look, I'm not calling you Mr. and Mrs. Seller or for sale by owner to attempt to get your business. I mean, I haven't even seen your house, so I don't know if it'd be a good fit anyways. What I'm doing is providing you the opportunity to interview me to see if we're going to be a good fit. Now, I want you to think about this. You're providing a service now. You're not selling anything. You're providing a service because there's so many sellers that wish somebody would just pick up the phone and call them and give them an opportunity. In other words, give them a second chance. So that's one of the things we're going to cover on the call. And we're going to cover that based on testimonials and studies that have been done over the years with so many clients. There was never a year that I didn't sell at least 50% expired / for sale by owners, and 50% were coming from my personal database. So, and we're talking 25 expireds to 25 for sale by owners every year for 10 years in a row. So awesome. I've got a lot of stories that I'm going to share with everybody that's going to help them make more money. So any other questions I can have for you?
No, that was great. We're excited. I'm looking forward to it.
And by the way, the mega agents, the guys that are already calling expireds and FSBOs, please get them on the call, because one of the things I'm going to challenge them with is you may be calling expireds and FSBOs. Are you doing it every day, 7 days a week? Because remember, expireds and FSBOs pop on the market 7 days a week. And I'm not asking anybody to work 7 days a week, Marietta. I'm just saying, do you have a system in place so that if you're not calling them on a Sunday or a Saturday, that somebody from your team or somebody is? Okay.
I love that.
I love
I'm
it.
looking forward to it.
Happy holiday. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas and happy Hanukkah for all of our Jewish friends out there. I can't wait to see your agents fill that room, because I will change lives and make you a lot of money, pay off those holiday shopping bills.
Ah, we're looking forward to it. Bye-bye. Happy holidays and happy New Year.
Thank you for doing this, Marietta. Bye-bye.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.